your doors. Make some calls, whatever it takes. Pero el tiempo de votar es hoy. Entrega tu boleta o haz un plan para votar el 5 de noviembre. Because if we do that together, if we fight together, we can, number one, defeat Carrie Lake. Number two, defeat Donald Trump. Number three, fight for a better future. Because we are fighting to protect our democracy, our freedoms, and our future. And the only way forward is to elect Kamala Harris as our next president and Tim Walz as our next vice president. And cast that vote now. Arizona, juntos vamos a ganar. Gracias.
Please welcome the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Yeah, freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep on running 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves. Okay, we have work to do. Thank you. Thank you. Can we hear it for Ruben Gallego? And I've known Ruben a long time, and of course Arizona knows him so well. He is a veteran of the Marine Corps, a proven leader, a champion for all of Arizona, and please send him to the United States Senate. So it's so good to be back in Arizona and Phoenix. Are we ready to do this? Are we ready to vote? Are we ready to win? Oh, it's good to be back and to be with so many incredible leaders. I love you back. I want to thank Governor Hobbs, Senator Kelly, Gabby Giffords, Mayors Gallego, Romero, and Giles, Ambassador Jeff Flake. I am so grateful to all of you for your support. And to all the tribal leaders, the elected leaders, community leaders here today, I thank you. And let's hear it again for Los Tigres del Norte. Okay, work to do. So, Arizona tomorrow, Friday, November 1st. By the way, happy Halloween. So tomorrow, Friday, November 1st, is the last day to vote early in person. And if you are voting by mail and still have your ballot, please take it to any drop box in your county or any voting location by 7 p.m. on Tuesday, November 5th. And you can go to iwillvote.com to get all the information you need. And to all the leaders here, please help spread the word on that. Okay? And we need you to vote, Arizona, because we have 5 days left. 5 days left. in one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime, and we have work to do. But we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work is joyful work. And make no mistake, we will win. We will win. We will win. We will win. And we will win because we know that it's very clear to all of us here, when you know what you stand for, you know what to fight for. And we love our country. And we love our country. And we know in this election, we have an opportunity to turn the page on a decade of Donald Trump trying to keep us divided and afraid of each other. We're done with that. We're exhausted with that. And we know that's who he is, but Phoenix, that is not who we are. That is not who we are. And it is time for a new generation of leadership in America. And I am ready to offer that leadership as the next President of the United States. In Arizona, many of you know me. I'm not afraid of tough fights. For decades, I was a prosecutor. I was the top law enforcement officer of the biggest state in our country, and I have won fights. I won fights against the big banks that ripped off homeowners, against for-profit colleges that scammed veterans and students, against predators who abused women and children. And we are fighting for democracy. And that's all right. That's all right. Democracy can be complicated, but we believe in democracy and the right of everyone to have their voices heard. It's all right. And I have fought for many who have harmed other human beings. I have fought against the cartels that trafficked in guns, drugs, and human beings. And it is my pledge to you that if you give me the chance to fight on your behalf as president, there is nothing in the world that will stand in my way. And look, we all know who Donald Trump is. This is not, because here's the thing we all know. He is not someone who is thinking about how to make your life better. This is someone who is unstable, obsessed with revenge, consumed with grievance, and out for unchecked power. And in less than 90 days, it will either be him or me in the Oval Office. Yes, we're going to get this done. And I thank you, and here's the thing, because we're really clear and we can all picture it. We can picture the Oval Office, right? And if he is elected, on day one, Donald Trump would walk into that office with an enemies list. On day one, when I am elected, I will walk in with a to-do list. And on top of my list is bringing down, sí se puede, sí. Sí se puede. Yes. And on top of my list, in that spirit, is bringing down your cost of living. It's an issue that we need to address, and it will be my focus every single day as president. I will give a middle-class tax cut to over 100 million Americans. I will enact the first ever federal ban on corporate price gouging on groceries. I will fight to make sure that hard-working Americans can actually afford a place to live. And if you are caring for an elderly parent, look, I took care of my mother when she was sick. If you are taking care of an elderly parent, I understand what you are experiencing, and my plan will cover the cost of care under Medicare for the seniors in your life who need help and support. Because so much of my plan for me is about the dignity that all people deserve, which is why my plan includes lowering the cost of child care, cutting taxes for small businesses, and lowering health care costs. Do we have small businesses in the house? I will focus on health care because this is where I come from. I believe access to health care should be a right and not just a privilege of those who can afford it. On the other hand, Donald Trump's answer to the, hey guys, you know what? Here's the thing. Let's talk for a moment about Gaza. We all want this war to end and get the hostages out, and I will work on it full time when I am elected president, as I've been. And I have yours. So there's a contrast in this election on so many issues, including our plans for America's economy. Donald Trump's answer to the financial pressures you face is the same as the last time. Another $1 trillion in tax cuts for billionaires and the biggest corporations, and this time he will pay for it. And this time, his plan is a 20% national sales tax on everything you buy that is imported. Clothes, food, toys, cell phones. A Trump sales tax, according to The Economist, would cost the average American family an additional $4,000 a year. And on top of that, Donald Trump still wants to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, and he has a powerful friend in Congress, the Speaker of the House, who recently said, if Trump wins, there will be, quote, no Obamacare, which would throw, understand the meaning of that, it would throw millions of Americans off of their health insurance and take us back to the time which we remember when insurance companies could deny people with pre-existing conditions. Well, we are not going back. We are not going back. We're not going back. We are not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. And we are not going back because ours is a fight for the future, and it is a fight for freedom. Like the fundamental freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do. And remember how we got here. Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. And now, in America, 1 in 3 women lives in a state with a Trump abortion ban, many with no exceptions. even for rape and incest, which is immoral. And Donald Trump's not done. Did everyone hear what he just said yesterday? That he will do what he wants, quote, and here's where I'm going to quote, whether the women like it or not. And we must vote because this is the thing. You know, there's a saying that you got to listen to people when they tell you who they are. And this is not the first time he has told us who he is. He does not believe women should have the agency and authority to make decisions about their own bodies. This is the same man who said women should be punished for their choices. He simply does not respect the freedom of women or the intelligence of women to know what's in their own best interest and make decisions accordingly. But we trust women. We trust women. Which is why, yes, we will vote, because we also understand if he was elected, he has been pretty clear in his behavior and his deeds. He will ban abortion nationwide. He will restrict access to birth control, put IVF treatments at risk, and force states to monitor women's pregnancies. And you don't have to take my word for it. Just Google Project 2025. Read the plans for yourself. And I think everyone here knows that we can agree one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government shouldn't be telling her what to do. Not the government. Not the government. So, Arizona, to protect your right to make your own health care decisions, I would recommend you vote yes on Proposition 139. And make sure you vote up and down the ballot to truly protect that right. And it is my pledge to you, when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. Proudly. So, Arizona, I'm here to ask for your vote. Which I would be so honored to have. And here is my pledge to you. As President, I pledge to you to seek common ground and common sense solutions to the challenges you face. I will tell you, I am not looking to score political points. I am looking to make progress. I pledge to you to listen to experts, to listen to those who will be impacted by the decisions I make. And I pledge to you to listen to people who disagree with me. And unlike Donald Trump, I don't believe that people who disagree with me are the enemy. He wants to put them in jail. I'll give them a seat at the table. Because that's how a democracy works. And that's how real leaders work. And I pledge to you to always put country above party and above self, and to be a president for all Americans. That is my sincere pledge to you. And so, Phoenix, with 5 days left in this campaign, my opponent is also making his closing argument to America. And you've probably seen a bit of it. It is an argument that is full of hate and division. He insults Latinos, scapegoats immigrants, and it's not just what he says, it's what he will do. If elected, you can be sure he will bring back family separation policies. Only on a much greater scale than last time. And it is time then to turn the page on Donald Trump. We are done with that. So 5 days out, and it all comes down to this. We are here together, and you all have taken time out of all the demands on your life and your busy schedules. You have taken the time to be here because I know we all love our country. We love our country. We love our country. And when you love something, you fight for it. You fight for it. Yeah. Yes. And with that spirit, and with this spirit, we know that one of the highest forms of patriotism, the love that we have for our country, is to then fight for its ideals and to fight to realize the promise of America. That's what this is about. And I have always believed in our nation's promise because I have lived it. I grew up as a child of the Civil Rights Movement. My parents would take me to marches when I was in a stroller. And people during that time would come together from every walk of life, together from every background, every race, and come together to fight for freedom and opportunity. Growing up, when I was growing up, I saw how hard my mother worked to give her two daughters the same chances our country gave her. And I was blessed to have family by blood and to have family by love, who instilled in me the values of community and compassion and faith. I've spent my life fighting for people who have been hurt and counted out, but never stopped believing that anything in our country is possible. I have lived the promise of America, and today I see the promise of America in everyone here, in all of you. I see the promise of America in the women who refuse to accept a future without reproductive freedom, and the men who support them, in the fathers and mothers who work hard every day for their children's future, in Republicans who have never voted for a Democrat before but put the Constitution of the United States before party. And I see the promise of America in all the young leaders who are voting for the first time. Where are you? Let me see you. And I love this generation of leaders. You are you guys are rightly impatient for change. And you are determined to live free from gun violence, to tackle the climate crisis, to shape the world you inherit. And for our young leaders, here's the thing, none of this is theoretical for them. It's not political. For you all, it is your lived experience. And I see you, and I see your incredible power, and I am so proud of you. So can we hear it for the first-time voters who are here? Although, why aren't you guys in class? It's okay. So, Arizona, we have 5 days to get this done. And no one can sit on the sidelines. Let's spend the next 5 days so that when we look back on these 5 days, we'll know we did everything we could. So let's knock on doors, let's text and call voters, let's reach out to family and friends and neighbors and coworkers and classmates. And as we do, here's my request. Let us please be intentional about building community. Let us be intentional about building coalitions. You know, there's been so much about these last several years that is making people feel alone, making people point their fingers at each other as though we're not all in this together. So let's approach this with the spirit that is about bringing folks back together and reminding everyone the vast majority of us have so much more in common than what separates us. So let's approach it that way. Let's approach it that way. We will be the stronger for it. And always remember, your vote is your voice, and your voice is your power. So, Arizona, today I ask you, are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Keep on running, cause the winner don't quit on themselves. Keep on running, cause the winner don't quit on themselves. 10 Hail Marys, I meditate for practice. Channel 9 News tell me I'm moving backwards. 8 blacks left, death is around the corner. 7 misleading statements about my persona. 6 headlights waving in my direction. Come on. 5-0 asking me what's in my possession. Yeah, I keep running, jumping the aqueducts, fire hydrants and hazardous smoke alarms on the back of us. But mama, don't cry for me, ride for me, try for me, live for me, breathe for me, sing for me. Honestly, guiding me, I can be more than I gotta be. Stole from me, lied to me, nation hypocrisy, code on me, driving me wicked. My spirit inspired me like yeah. Open correctional gates in high desert. Yeah. Open our mind as we cast away oppression. Open the streets and watch our beliefs. And when they carve my name inside the concrete, I pray it forever. Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep on running 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves. What you want from me is true. You
1980s. Come lit, still I drop lazy. None of that maybe. Energy. Energy. Energy.
Just vibe. Voting on 45, don't get out of line. Yeah. Ooh, 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 pick a side. Only double lines we cross is dollar signs. Yeah. Ooh, 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 hold up. Wait, I hear you just got paid, make it rain. Energy. She more Cancun, he more Central Pay. Big wave in the room, the crowd gon' move. Look around, everybody on mute. Look around, it's me and my crew. Big energy.
We was on stop mode, got froze front page Vogue, no pause, chat too much, bro, clip on load. That's that Kodak. Energy. 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 Yeah, yeah.
Gold links, raw dinner. You know that we do it grinding. You know that I'm gonna be extra. When the camera go pop, 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 pop. Keep 'em waiting like that, 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 that. Ooh la la la. That's the way them boys sound when I walk through the black, black, black. Then I Uzi that doozy. Shot, shot, shot. Minding our business. Popping our paint and champagne through the ceiling. Sipping it up. Flicking it up. All this good energy. Got you all in your feelings, feelings. I'm crazy. I'm swearing. I'm daring. Your man staring. I just entered the country with derringers. Cause them Karens just turned into terrorists.
We was on stop mode, got froze front page Vogue, no pause, chat too much, bro, clip on load. That's that Kodak. Energy. Energy. Energy.
there's other battles out there too. There's a battle against women. Did you guys see what Mark Cuban said yesterday? Shameful. Shameful. He said that he doesn't know of any strong, intelligent women who could support Donald J. Trump. Do we have any strong, intelligent women here? I see a lot of strong, intelligent women here, including my wife, former Army Captain Amy Brown. I'll tell you what else I see. Folks like my daughter who want to be able to play sports without being concerned about the safety or unfairness or privacy of having boys on the court, on the field, or in their locker rooms. And President Trump will protect women's sports and also make women's sports great again. We all know, and we're all here for President Trump. But there's some other key important races on the ballot right now that we all have to decide on. One of them is re-election for Harry Reid's protege. Some of you may have heard of her. Senator Jackie Rosen. You know, Senator Rosen's had 8 years. 8 years to make an impact. 8 years to make a difference. And she has sat on the Homeland Security Committee, and what has she done to secure the border? You know, Jackie Rosen's neighborhood is more secure than our southern border. She's got gate guards, she's got gates and fences. It's time to put our country's security at the top of the list. How about that? Jackie Rosen's also bragged about voting for Bidenomics. You know, most of us have felt a pinch in our wallet over these last 4 years. But you know what? Jackie Rosen, her net worth has gone up 61% as she has violated the Stock Act over and over and over again. Again, it's shameful. It's disappointing that someone will look at us in the eyes and say that members of Congress shouldn't trade stocks. And she failed to disclose that she controls a trust fund worth $15 million. But you know what? This election is about consequences. Consequences for failed leadership. Consequences for the Biden-Harris administration. Consequences for Jackie Rosen. Consequences for the Democrats down the ballot who failed us, and you will lead to victory. There's one other thing I've got to say. Do we have any working class Nevadans out here tonight? You know, I wasn't always the man who got to stand on the stage like this. 6 years ago, I wore a different type of outfit. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm proud to have wore this 10-hour shifts in a fulfillment center, moving boxes, loading up semi-truck trailers. I'm proud to have left work with a sweat on my brow and sore muscles. I'm proud to have worked hard to put food on the table and a roof over my head, and so are you. I'm proud to stand with President Trump and working class Americans and working class Nevadans as we make America great again. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Governor of Nevada, Joe Lombardo.
Well, I was raised up beneath the shade of a Georgia pine, and that's home, you know, sweet tea, pecan pie, and homemade wine, where the peaches grow. In my house, it's not much to talk about.
I didn't like that walkout song. I'm going to have to talk to somebody about that. We need a little AC/DC. I'll leave that to President Trump. Welcome, Henderson. Welcome, Las Vegas. Welcome, Nevada. Hey, a little shout out because it's a special day today, right? It's Nevada Day. Nevada Day, Nevada Day. There's another day that's occurring today. And what is that? Halloween? It's Halloween today, right? So you know what's really scary to me? So the reason why we're here is what? It's scary the thought of putting Kamala in the White House for 4 more years, right? Hey, by our enthusiasm, by our momentum, and how aggressive we are in voting, we're going to prevent that. We're going to put Mr. Trump back in the White House. And why are we going to put Trump back in the White House? Because Kamala broke it, right? You know, the disturbing thing, I know you've all seen the commercial, the campaign advertising, when she is asked, what would you have done different than President Biden? And what was her response? Nothing. Nothing. And how can you have a response that says nothing when what we are dealing with in our society today, the economy, the border, crime, affordable housing, health care, everything that we deal with for our quality of life, for our families, is broken. Is broken, and she has the nerve to say nothing. Nothing. President Trump has a record. President Trump has a record of success. When he was in office and he was our president, what occurred? The economy was robust. The border was secure. We could afford gas and groceries. Nevada had a record unemployment rate. It was the lowest it ever was since 1969 under President Trump. So a lot of you are probably saying, well, what's the president got to do with Nevada? Everything. Everything. Everything we deal with as a state, what we are responsible for, sending our kids to school, everything associated with our daily lives is directly related to what happens back there in the Beltway, in the White House, in the swamp. President Trump promised to fix it. He did when he was the president. He's promised to fix it again. So, as a group, you heard the lieutenant governor talking about being a police officer for 29 years, right? He's a rookie. because I was his boss on the police department for 34 years. So we know exactly what we need to do as your representatives in the state of Nevada and what that picture of success looks like. If we are to bring President Trump back into office, and we will do that as a state, it will have a direct effect on our senatorial position, our congressional positions, and more importantly, on our legislature. Because we're going to go up and down the bracket, up and down the ballot. Everybody's going to vote for those fantastic, competent Republican candidates. So as your governor, this is what I'm asking of you. Get up off that couch. I won't say what President Trump said, but get up off that couch and go vote. But more importantly, for some reason I have a warm and fuzzy feeling everybody in this room has probably already voted. But if you're a traditionalist and you're waiting till November 5th, I'm pretty sure you're going to vote. All right? But you all know somebody in this room who hasn't got up off that couch and who hasn't voted. And it's your job to grab them by the scruff of their neck, drag them down to the voting booth, and make them do that. Can I rely on you to do that? There's something going on here in the state of Nevada, and that's your legislature. The Democrats are trying to make a supermajority, so I have no ability to do my job as your governor. That's why it's very important for you to get down there when you vote for Trump. Look down all the way at the bottom of the ballot and make sure you vote for every one of those individual Republicans. All right, so everybody, let's do your job. Let's do your job. Let's support the people that need to be supported. Let's support President Trump and make America great again. And come November 5th, I'm looking for volunteers to put Kamala Harris in your vehicle and drive her to California. Thank you.
Well, I was raised up beneath the shade of a Georgia pine, and that's home, you know, sweet tea, pecan pie, and homemade wine.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Chairman of the Republican Party of Nevada, Michael McDonald.
Now, Governor Lombardo, that's how it's done. Love it. Nevada, how about that? We got Matt Gaetz, Joe Lombardo, Lieutenant Governor, start with Anthony. Full affair. The governor mentioned earlier, and so did Lieutenant Governor, we have some great people in this house, and I want you to recognize them. We have the mayor and city council of Henderson. Could they please stand up? Let's give them a round of applause. So proud of them, and they fight for us. We also have some of our legislators here, our strong women legislators, as a matter of fact. Ladies and gentlemen, could you please stand up? Give them a round of applause, too. And how about our candidates for Assembly and Senate, rock star candidates that are out knocking doors every day in the heat with so many of you that are volunteers? Give them a round of applause. We've come together so many times. President Trump loves this state. I tell you time and time again. We've seen how he fights for us. And you have answered the call. But we are not done yet. You came in, and where we're sitting right now is fantastic. Historic levels of voting for the Republican Party. But it's not over yet. You have to get out there, and you have to plant that flag so there's never a question of what happens in Nevada ever again. You know, I had the privilege, I'm a Las Vegas Metropolitan Police officer as well. I had to work for those two guys. So give me pity. I made Starvis, when we started work together, he was my supervisor. He had a full head of hair, looked great. Look what I did to him. Our governor was a rock star model. Now his hair's gray. But more importantly, that is strong leadership that stepped up and took the mantle that they said, look, I've done my service with Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. I want to return and go even further, that we take back this state and make it secure and safe for every one of them. And that's the kind of commitment we have in our state, in our leadership. The comments, they've been bad. The United States has put us down time and time again. But talked personally about each and every one of us, not on policy. Because when she flipped over and said, hey, I'm on, we said, great policy. Here's her record, liberal taxes on tips. She decided to put more IRS agents on the people that are all working for tips in this state. Look it up. She's the deciding vote that did it. Then she came back and started calling us names even more. The way she addresses Donald Trump. Well, he's President Donald Trump to you, lady. She cannot stand on her record against that. Her record's abysmal. So she has to do this whole act when she put her in front of a camera. Ask her a tough question. Even the liberal media ask her tough questions. Here's her response. I used to work for a living. I worked at McDonald's. That's your response? Many of us in this room right now can't afford gas. We can't afford food. We can't afford to take care of our family. And she's laughing at us. She has laughed in the spit in the Democrat Party's face. You're going to follow that? That's your candidate? Are you kidding me? You've been hoodwinked. You can't afford it just like we can't afford it. Defining moment yesterday. The sitting president, 2 days ago, the sitting president called us garbage. Sam Brown brought it up. Called us garbage. A sitting president. Let that resonate. Because this is one thing I can tell you. Yesterday was trash day. In Nevada, for many of us in our neighborhood. The greatest thing I had rolling down my street. We had members of the Republic Services, our trash men, came by and got Donald J. Trump hats, Make America Great. They're just like us. They can't afford to eat. Those are Teamster members. Those are union members. They're in the same boat we're all in. We're not about dividing. We're about uniting. That's what Donald Trump has done. He's reached across the aisle, and he says, let's get together. Let's fix this. And you have Republican leaders and Democrat leaders coming together to try and fix this. That's leadership. Sam Brown mentioned it. It's tough to be the last speaker. Everybody takes your lines. Sam Brown mentioned this. Many of us, many of this men are here, we're mama's boys. And I don't have a problem saying I'm a mama's boy. Because we love our women. We love our strong women. And for Mark Cuban to sit and take shots at us as he flies around in his private jet, this is the kind of stupid fool this guy is. He talks about Donald Trump doesn't surround himself with strong women. You know who his partner in the Mavericks are? Adelson, Mrs. Adelson, who's a big supporter of Donald Trump. So he might want to check himself on that, and I'm pretty sure his partner's going to take a little. Many of you know Mrs. Adelson. She's going to take him to the woodshed. Because that boy's a fool. You know, he's lucky he's rich because he's dumb as shit when it comes to talking to everybody else. We have strong leadership in the Republican Party. Inside the Nevada Republican Party, we've always had it. We've had our executive staff has been females. If you look at the legislature, our legislators is led by Republican women. We don't fear that. We're strong men that back strong women. If you look at the people that are backing, the men that are backing Kamala Harris, they're beta males. People that back Donald J. Trump, the men that back our women, we're alpha males. But like I said, we have to cast that vote. Oh, I'll bring that up. I'm glad you mentioned him. I'm going to extend my time just a little bit. So we have one thing. How many of you watched, this is for you, Kevin, Jazz Hands? You guys look at Jazz Hands? Is it me or does Wallace look like he is a next contestant on The Price is Right and he comes running down the aisle? He comes on stage looking like it's the clown act running out for Circus Circus. That's who we want leading? Could you imagine they go into dispute with Russia? They go into dispute with another country, North Korea. Hell, with this type of leadership, I would attack myself from Nevada. It goes on how you lead. This is a guy who said he was a football coach. He didn't know what a pick six was. I think he wasn't a coach. I think he was the equipment manager. For tampons, exactly. Now, we've had fun up here today. And you've had great leaders of our state and our nation speak to you today. But the message cannot go further. Captain Sam Brown, please come out here. I've been on the campaign trail with this man. I can tell you his leadership has been fantastic. We've knocked doors. We've been to barbecues, rodeos. We've been up and down this state. And the most important message he shows, he is for the working men and women. He is for the working class that has the opportunity. He will lead this state into another dimension where we have all of the stuff that works for us working men and women. We don't have that now. We have words, no actions. This man, a war hero, is about actions, not words. On your feet, show him some respect. Let's give him what he deserves. you have to get out and vote. Stand shoulder to shoulder with everybody that was up on this stage. Stand shoulder to shoulder and put this man in office. And I guarantee Donald J. Trump and this man in Senate will never see, ever, Nevada on its knees. We will make sure that we rule this state. We rule this nation, and we're the leaders. We're not the caboose. Give him a round of applause. Sam, say something else, man.
Nevada, you fired me up. Some of you have heard this before. The greatest lesson I ever learned in my life happened on the battlefield of Afghanistan. When I was burning to death, and I came to this place where very quickly I thought that my own life couldn't be saved. I gave up the will to live. But it was the words of one of my soldiers that pulled me back in. You guys know what it is. I've got you. Nevada, I've got you.
Let's do this.
It was Christmas Day. We boarded Air Force One in complete and total darkness, in the pitch black of night. We landed in war-torn western Iraq. No lights on the runway. There were hundreds of troops packed into a dining hall. They had absolutely no idea that the president and first lady were about to walk into that room. And when they did, it was a sight and a sound and a scene that I hope I never forget. That room absolutely erupted. That was the kind of patriotism President Trump brought back to our country. One of the young soldiers yelled from the back of the room, "Mr. President, I re-enlisted in the military because of you." And without missing a beat, the president said, "And son, I am here because of you."
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
I've been down, counting out, smiling through the taste of blood in my own mouth. I got bruises and broken bones, but they don't know I ain't in this ring alone. I'm a fighter. No one can say that I'm a running hider. I was born to be a do-or-dyer, a make-it-righter. Don't throw that towel just yet. Don't cash in that last bet, 'cause I hit harder when I'm tired. I'm a fighter. I get back up, that's what I do. I didn't soldier on this far just to lose. So take your shot, is that all you got? I'm a fighter. No one can say that I'm a running hider. I was born to be a do-or-dyer, a make-it-righter. Don't throw that towel just yet. Don't cash in that last bet, 'cause I hit harder when I'm tired. Yeah, I'm a fighter. Oh, no one can keep me down. I'm a fighter. No one can say that I'm a running hider. Don't cash in that last bet. Don't throw that towel just yet. I'm a fighter.
The very first day that we take back the White House from crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country, I believe that we're going to have 4 of the greatest years in the history of our country. I will once and for all secure our elections. We're going to go to paper ballots. We're going to have same-day voting, voter ID. We're going to do it properly. We're going to have good, secure, beautiful elections. We never want what happened in 2020 to happen again. But until then, Republicans must win. And we must use every appropriate tool available to beat the Democrats. They are destroying our country. Whether you vote early, absentee, by mail, or in person, we are going to protect the vote. That's the most important thing we have to do, is protect the vote. Keep your eyes open, because these people want to cheat, and they do cheat. And frankly, it's the only thing they do well. We will make sure your ballot is secure and your voice is heard. Many Republicans like to vote on Election Day, and we must swamp the radical Democrats with massive turnout on Tuesday, November 5th. The way you win is to swamp them. If we swamp them, they can't cheat. It just doesn't work out. But if you can't make it, you need to make a plan, register, and vote any way possible. We got to get your vote. So with your vote, we will win a victory the likes of which no one has ever seen before. We will evict crooked Joe Biden from the White House, and we will take back our country on November 5th, 2024, the most important day in the history of our country. That's what it's going to go down as. Thank you.
Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. They say in heaven, love comes first. We'll make heaven a place on earth. Ooh, heaven is a place on When the night falls